This is Stephen Prodder of Political Prodder at Political Prodder on YouTube.com. It is November 9th, 2024, and I am going over the interesting discussion changes that have happened that explains why Kamala Harris lost. Because I've been associated with the Democratic Party many times. I was a precinct captain in Chicago from about 2000 to 2005. I believe in the Democratic platform. I personally believe that the programs and policies presented by the Kamala Harris campaign were better than President Trump's. I mean, the only thing we heard about was the tax plan that seemed to give tax benefits to his buddies. Now, there was a lot of emotion and a lot of injection into this campaign that I think was wrong. It was wrong to try and portray Donald Trump as a fascist Nazi. He has broken the law. The January 6, 2021 was an attempt to overthrow the government and was an attempt to change the election results. It was a crime. But the government failed to prosecute him quickly for that. The big mistake that happened was assuming that, and it's a mistake I made as well, it was the assumption that Donald Trump was going to just go away after losing the 2020 election. He did not go away. He signaled immediately he was not going away. He was going to run again. He did not start collecting money for a presidential library. He did not do anything that presidents do to indicate that they've accepted the election results and they're going away. So Democrats should not have been blindsided if there were legitimate crimes that were committed that could be convicted in court. And I'm not a lawyer, but the son of a law school graduate and the grandson of a licensed lawyer. Both of my father and grandfather have passed away, but I've got legal in my blood. It looked like there was a case. The question you have to ask yourself is, why didn't the Justice Department immediately prosecute the case? Because they assumed a very big Democratic mistake. They assumed that Trump was going to go away. He did not go away. He stayed. So let's look at this is the Brookings Institute, and this will guide my discussion in this video as it stands for now. The exit polls were accurate. Donald Trump made strides among Latinos and African Americans, especially men. Now, this African American overall vote share did not go up, but he made some progress with African American men. And there seemed to be some animosity from African American men toward an African American woman who was running for president. I'm not sure why that was. Not being African American, I can only speculate on that. I will speak to people and find out. But I sensed hostility, and I got a pretty good hostility sensor. The big issues that faced the campaign were inflation and immigration, and although Kamala Harris did an excellent job pushing back, it wasn't enough. Inflation started in 2021. It was a Biden-Harris policy. I believe that the last stimulus money is what caused the inflationary surge. It was not necessary. The economy had already recovered, but Biden promised it, and he felt he needed to keep that promise. It was a very big mistake. It screwed up the economy. It made things much worse. And frankly, if that was the only basis the decision was being made by, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden deserved to lose on that basis. It was a very bad decision, but it was Biden's decision. But she ran for office saying she was going to do it, and she did it. And she did not raise her hand and say, this is a bad policy, the economics are wrong. And there were economic experts that said that this was a problem. There was no need for the stimulus program that was passed in the spring of 2021. It caused inflation. It caused a lot of problems. Brookings here says that immigration anger and inflation was something that Harris inherited. I thought she did a good job pushing back on it. And this nobody. It's going to be a video. It's going to be Donald Trump never takes responsibility for his screw-ups. There was an immigration bill that was crafted by an Oklahoma senator and compromised with the Democratic leadership and the Republicans that would have vastly tightened the immigration system. Now that could have caused problems for the Democrats because, as I say, I've got numerous sources to back this up. That every million immigrants in this country increases GDP growth by by 0.1%, or every 100,000, and a million will give you 1% GDP growth. So you take a million people in. Why is that? People come in this country, they buy cars, they buy housing, they rent housing, they spend a lot of money on appliances, they pump up the economy. They can cause inflation too. That's absolutely correct. But beyond that, Donald Trump is not held responsible for killing the immigration bill. He killed the immigration bill he wanted, because he wanted to run on the issue. So Donald Trump successfully got away with killing the immigration bill, which is a great bill if you don't like immigration. Why did he kill it? Because he wanted to have the issue in the 2024 presidential campaign. And perhaps he figured out he couldn't win without that issue. So if immigration was such a big problem, why is he making America wait? Why did America have to wait till after the election to solve a problem that there was bipartisan readiness to solve? I mean, what does it say to me? What does it say to me? It says that Donald Trump doesn't care about the country, cares about himself. He needed the issue, so he by waving his magic wand, his hands, he let millions of immigrants into the country until Joe Biden used executive authority and shut things down in May. That was too late. That was a mistake. So my reason, which is not on this booking page here, is that Donald Trump, Joe Biden, should have focused more on controlling immigration in the first year of his term. I mean, not two things: not passing an inflationary, debt increasing economic stimulus, and keeping immigration levels under control. And Biden could have been reelected himself, or if he was fatally wounded by the dementia charges, the Parkinson's disease charges, or the he's just slow and old charges, he could have passed it to Kamala Harris earlier in the year and could have won. Interesting here, it says women's share of the vote only rose marginally from the 2020 level. Harris's share of women who voted did not increase from Biden's levels. That's kind of amazing. I thought women would come together and would back her. Apparently, I am not correct on that. Fascinating. There's a couple of sites I want to look at real quick here. Politico. Let's see what Politico says about it. Oh, nice picture. Nothing new from Politico, so I'm going to call it a video. Okay, let's see here. I got nothing for you here. I think I've put a good case out there already. I think that those two issues, inflation and immigration, could have been handled better. And had Biden handled it better, whether Harris was running or Biden was running, they would have been in a much better position. There's something more, though. I think that the polls were off by 3%, and people seem to consistently lie to pollsters about voting for Donald Trump. I wonder if they were embarrassed about that. I don't know. We'll find out. I've got my studio working well here. I'm going to produce some logos and things like that, and add some music and do some other things to improve the site. But putting this out as a test video, I'd like to see how it plays on the internet. I'll talk to you later. Thanks. If you like this content, please subscribe. If you would like to get involved and join the team, I'd love to have you.